Welcome everyone to Madhausen Productions and MHP TV Studios. Today we have a massive upgrade to 4K resolution on our main cameras here at the company and our broadcaster. So we're gonna get opening it, but while we're opening all of these fantastic goodies, we're gonna be explaining why we did this, what we've been seeing in the past year or two from our other cameras, and talking about how great of an upgrade this is going to be, as well as we're assembling the camera rig today for our TV shows. So let's get right into the first case here. Just open it up. This is a Pelican 1560. It's a great case that we've been using for about like 2-3 years now for our other cameras. Fantastic quality. Haven't had any problems with it. That's why we wanted another one for our other camera. But so far, our cameras have been only been housed in like one of these Pelican cases, and we fit like 6 cameras into that one. This one is going to be strictly for one camera only, which is crazy. So that tells you what size difference we're going to have here in cameras. Don't need that. This is one of the best cases on the market, and it's waterproof. It protects our gear whenever we're out on the road. It also has wheels on it, so you can roll it around with a handle, top handle on it. Really, really nice quality there. You can bounce this thing in the back of a production truck pretty rough, and it doesn't damage what's inside. So there's absolutely nothing inside of this right now. We have to put all that in. But we got with a bunch of foam, as you can see, so that way, you know, we can make it right for our camera eventually. So put that off to the side, and you can lock it, which is what I really like for like massive road trips, or when we're, you know, traveling somewhere with a bus or a plane. Lock it and make sure no one else can get to that equipment, because what we're putting in here is massively expensive. Here is the beauty. Here is what I've been so excited about for the past couple months. Now, before I open this box, I'll tell you kind of why we made this upgrade. So initially, when we got into doing video and stuff like that, our company had already been doing all these lighting, sound, staging, projection, you know, graphic design, all this kind of stuff beforehand. And we slowly got into doing video with a couple like Sony Handycam camcorders that did like 720p quality at best, you know? So it was not at all what you consider good. In today's standard, that's like so far behind. But that was our company from like 2009 to like 2012 or 13 or something. Then in 2014, we finally got a GoPro Hero 3 White Edition, which shot full HD, and we got ourselves a Canon T5i camera with the standard 18 to 55 millimeter lens. Now, I don't know how much you know about DSLR cameras, but that was the kit lens. It was pretty, it did okay for back then. And here's what I'll say about that. A lot of filmmakers looked down on us because that's how we made our films back then. But that camera, the Canon T5i, allowed us to shoot a whole bunch of documentary work, a whole bunch of commercial work, and that camera is what allowed us to be on some of the biggest broadcasters in the world. If you're from the United Kingdom out there, then you might have seen on BBC a documentary on Muhammad Ali. And when they came to the United States to film at Muhammad Ali's training camp in Pennsylvania, well, my company was the one to actually shoot that on a Canon T5i camera. And I've heard that's on its way to Netflix. If you're from America, you might have seen HBO and Showtime documentary on Irving Fields, who's a famous pianist out of New York City. Part of that documentary was shot on the Canon T5i camera here at my company. And also, if you are from America, you've maybe seen documentaries on PBS and a whole bunch of different work on regional broadcasters and local broadcasters. All of that was done on Canon C5i cameras and GoPro Hero 3 White Edition here at my company. So a lot of filmmakers look down on us because we didn't have the red cinema cameras that you see James Bond films being made on. And we're here making all that content with full HD cameras that, pretty much anyone can buy for a couple $1,000s. And it was really good quality for the time that we thought, but it was nothing compared to the cinema cameras that are out there. And so that's why we always say in my company that gear doesn't mean everything. So even when we're unboxing the best camera we've ever seen, gear doesn't mean everything. It's the talent behind the camera, which is why we hire the best freelance cameramen in the industry. That's why I train myself with these cameras before we go out on any shoot. And so over the years, we've had amazing customers who allowed us to get the cameras that their projects demanded. And with that, we ended up getting 2 Canon C5i cameras over the years. And we ended up getting a 17-55mm lens, which is an upgraded lens for that camera. And then we also have a 55 to 250mm lens, allowing us to get the close-up shots for concerts, recitals, and musicals. So that really did help us over the years with getting multiple angles of interviews and all sorts of different things. We also upgraded our GoPros to now having 2 GoPro Hero 5 Black Edition cameras, and we still have the Hero 3 White Edition for audience shots. And so for most projects now, we're shooting with 5 cameras. But last year we started to notice our 55 to 250mm lens kind of wasn't performing the best that we wanted it to with our projects, and so that is why we were considering buying another camera. Now, I also want to mention, as we're opening this, that we've also had giant success with another YouTube channel that we also broadcast with MHP TV, and that's why we have a new backdrop for our TV studio here. That channel, by the way, is called Powered by Rainbows. If you're watching on that channel, hello everyone. All about 25,000 of you now. So thank you for tuning in. But because of that channel and our amazing student base on that channel with the educational platform that's there, because of our Patreon supporters, because of our members over at that channel buying merchandise and all sorts of different things, helping us make our content bigger and better. This is the result of that. And I am super proud to announce what's in here because of amazing people out there who support us. This past year with the pandemic, it was terrifying to go in this pandemic and realize the entertainment industry is going to suffer. It's going to really be hurting for a while, even after people get vaccinated. And so I sort of realized we need to pour our time and effort into something bigger. And with that came a lot of time spent on Powered by Rainbows, the channel. And luckily, YouTube sponsored us for a while there and allowed us to get in front of so many more people. And then we just kept building that fan base and that student base by providing amazing quality educational content with writers on the show, all sorts of different things. So if you're not subscribed to that channel, go over and subscribe to it. Also, if you're watching this on Powered by Rainbows, go subscribe to our other company channel because we post videos there too. There's a bunch of stuff in here. And this is all stuff we've learned over the years of what it takes to make good quality content. For a lot of time we were spending back in the day with the old cameras, T5Is, I don't know if you know this, don't allow you to have an external monitor at all. And that sucks because you're looking at things with a little tiny screen and hopefully they're in focus. So that gave us a lot of problems. So we decided with this new camera, we want to do that. We don't want to just upgrade the camera, we want to upgrade everything. And so we have an external monitor for the first time in our company history. So this is a 7-inch 4K monitor, allowing us to see focus peaking, histogram, color correction, LUTs, different aspect ratios. So if we're trying to make a documentary in a different aspect ratio, like 2.4 or something like that, instead of the standard 16:9, which is your full HD 1920 by 1080 or 4K, rather than those resolutions, you can also shoot in different resolutions for like a movie style, like cinema look. That monitor allows us to see on our screen in real time what that screen in the end is going to look like with that different aspect ratio. But the beast of our new camera will be this, the Canon XA40. It is the latest, it is the greatest 4K camera for documentary work, run and gun. This is what news companies around the world are using right now. It's rated as one of the best camcorders on the market for professionals for 2021, and I am so lucky and thankful to all of our members, to all of our supporters, to all of our customers for allowing us to get access to amazing gear like this. This is phenomenal. And we'll go into like exactly all the specs of this in just a second in a manual. There's a lot of stuff that comes with it. So recently we were thinking about doing this, and we had it narrowed down to about 5 really good cameras, all really highly rated. But back in January, one of our customers actually wanted a camcorder, and they ultimately decided to go with the XA40, which is great. It's a great camera for what they were going to do. And as a consultant, I was telling them about all these cameras, the different specs. And when they purchased it from our company as a sort of dealer for a bigger dealer of these cameras, we ended up having to test it for them and make sure it works properly before we hand it off, and showing them how it works. And with it, we did a couple tests with the camera. March is Bisexual Health Awareness Month. So here at PBR, we thought it was important to take the time to put a spotlight on bi people. To do this topic justice, first, let's discuss what bisexuality actually is, to sort of see how the camera would work in our setting here in the TV studio, because their setting was very similar. So we ended up knowing exactly that this camera is going to work really well for us, as well as for them with those tests. So we got a power charger here. Shockingly, it doesn't allow you to get like a dummy battery pack, which I kind of hate, because it means we're gonna have to buy these big batteries from now on that cost a lot more, but it's worth it. From what I hear, this battery will last about 2 hours on its own. We'll have more of these as time goes on. And we're trying to figure out a way to plug it into USB power banks, because we already have a bunch of USB battery banks for our old Canon C5Is now, and hopefully we can make it all work. This is our sun hood, our lens hood, sorry. This little magnetic thing that comes with it for the power cable. A bunch of stuff is in here, small stuff, so I'm gonna be careful. Our microphone holder, and we'll be opening all of this, don't worry. We have our top handle. Now, you might say to yourself, well, Canon sells another camera that's about $1,000, much, much cheaper than this, that just doesn't have this part, doesn't have the top handle. It's still the same sort of specs of the camera, but it doesn't actually have the screws to attach that top handle. So even if you found the top handle separately, it won't work. Stupid Canon. Anyway, I remiss because I could have saved like a lot of money. All right, anyway. This is it. The beast. XA40 at its finest. I love it. I've worked with this camera before. It's just now to have our own in the studio. Oh, it's gonna be so nice for productions. This, by the way, delivers 4K resolution for all projects. So if you're out there and you want a commercial project filmed in 4K, we can now do that with not just one camera, but we actually already had 3 other 4K cameras in our inventory. So this is the best of them now, and this is like the camera we're going to take out of our cases the most often. But yeah, this is we already had a couple 4K cameras, but now it's like we just have another one, because why not? Also, we desperately needed the upgrade. The Canon T5i with the 55 to 250 millimeter lens, that lens was giving us some problems with focus. Now we don't have to worry about that because we have this. So let's open everything up here, see how it all goes together, and then we will get to the other parts. And that protects that lens from getting damaged, and it just opens with a simple little slot there so that we can open this up for productions and close it to protect it. It also offers a way for you to hold it in your hand and use the eyepiece, so we can actually use this for more run and gun style films of just like going on the road and filming something really, really lightweight to carry around for sporting productions, like behind the scenes kind of stuff. This is going to offer us that way to do that with this pull out little eyepiece. Now, on top here, we have this handle, which offers a lot more flexibility with what we do. So make sure these are tight, but not too tight, so we're not breaking the thing the first day out. That would not be good. So yeah, even before I turn this thing on and actually start using it for any of our programming, I do know that it's a really great camera, so it comes highly recommended because my customers already use it. They're very happy with it. I've used it before for productions when we're renting stuff, or for other clients that already have cameras. So really good camera. I have friends that own these. Great camera overall. So I'm very happy with the purchase, even before I turn the dang thing on. Can you tell I'm excited? Normally I only get excited over much bigger things, but today I'm getting excited over this. Now, this is our question of the day. This normally goes right here, so we can attach a microphone to this. I might do that in the future. Today we're not going to do that because we're actually going to be building a rig out with this that already has a microphone in our studio going to be attached to this. Oh, that's another thing. Our cameras have never been able to connect to XLR cable. Normally we have to use an external audio recorder. This is the first time when we can actually attach a microphone directly to this and attach an XLR cable to this with an external mic somewhere else. So that's really exciting. Never had that capability before. So excited to start using it because it means we have less synchronization to do every single week. If you're not aware, Powered by Rainbow's show takes an entire episode every single week, if not 2 or 3 episodes a week. Sometimes in October we do 7 episodes a week on that channel. So the less work we have to do in post-production, the better, as far as synchronizing our microphone here to the camera. Somewhere in this we have to attach a teleprompter to this. I don't know how that's going to happen, but it has to happen today because we film tonight for productions. I was too excited and I put a couple scripts in the queue for our teleprompter tonight. So we're actually recording more than just this episode, more than just this unboxing episode today. There's multiple episodes going to happen. So let's just peel off the nice screen protector. Ooh, so nice. All right. It's the best part of opening something. Also with this is 2 SD card slots in here, and we already have 2 SD cards ready for this camera that we bought special for this project and this new camera. 128 gigabyte SD cards. So we had productions last year that required us to film for 8 hours. We also had a lot of productions that required us to film for like 2 or 3 hours in the past couple of years here. And because of our regular TV shows filmed here, a normal 15-minute episode that you see online takes us about an hour and 15 minutes or so, hour and a half sometimes, to record that. And our old Canon T5i cameras, well, they're still going to be used. We're not giving up any cameras here. We're just adding to our base. So we just have more. Because why not have 6 cameras shooting 4K and 1080p? Why not? Our hard drives are going to really thank us. But with all of the shows that we do on a weekly basis, every 30 minutes I would have to stand up, hit record on the camera again, because Canon T5Is only have a 30-minute recording limit. And so every 30 minutes, it's stand up, make sure it's recording again, and then sit back down, make sure I'm in focus again. So that's a lot of time when you add up the 130, 150 episodes a year that we do from this studio alone. So this is the first time we're actually having a camcorder that doesn't have that 30-minute recording limit, and the SD cards will allow us to record up to 8 hours in full HD, which is so nice. I'm gonna love it. So even for bigger broadcasts, like when we're filming a major all-day event, this camera will get all of it on one card. But the best part about it is it has dual card slots, so it's an immediate backup, which we have never had before. Normally for our GoPros, we've had to plug them into an Atomos Ninja or something like that to do a backup recording on an external monitor. But with this, it has internal dual backup, and that way we can go filming projects a lot more often with a lot more security and knowing the footage is safe. So that is the Canon. We're going to put off to the side here for a second while we open the rest. Oh, also what you need to do on this is we need to put this magnetic little thing around this cable to make sure. I don't really know, but the instructions do say to do it. So I'm sure Canon has a reason. Anyway, moving on to our next thing that cost also way too much. This is an Elvid 4K field vision monitor. Really, really good quality from what I've heard. This is the first time I'm opening it, though. This is our lens hood, right? Yeah, this is our like sunshade to see if, make sure we can see in bright sunlight for productions that are on the road. Our user manual, I will keep that, read it later. I mean, you don't read a manual on a stream, but this is the actual monitor. Oh, so nice. Now, I did rent one of these before, not this specific one, but an external monitor before, and yeah, it was the same size 7-inch, but it was about like 3 times as deep, and it was just so heavy and bulky on the camera rig, it was impossible to like carry it around on your shoulder. So, needless to say, an LCD screen is much, much welcome here. Also comes with HDMI to mini HDMI on it, so that way we can actually see what our camera is seeing on the external monitor, and this allows us to see, again, histogram, color correction, different aspect ratios. This allows us to see zebra stripes, which are all things to make sure that you know the camera is seeing what you're seeing in the monitor. Otherwise, you're going to have a lot of problems in post-production, and make sure that everything's in focus on the camera. And a lot of people won't know what I mean by like zebra, histogram, and all those things, but they're very technical terms that filmmakers use to know exactly what the camera is seeing. And make sure that when you bring your footage back into post-production, it's simply drag and drop, hopefully with only like maybe a LUT to put on it. It makes it a lot easier. This is our HDMI locker, I believe. Yeah. Then this is, what is this? Oh, this is, okay. All right. That is our ball head adjustable mount, which we probably won't be using because we already have other camera rig parts here. And then we have our actual screen holder, which attaches somehow. Oh, like this, I'm guessing. I know you're going to be screaming at me in the comments. There's directions manual right there, Matt. And I'm, yep, I know. I know. But monitors are pretty straightforward, hopefully. I say that now, cut to like 20 minutes later when I'm trying to figure it out. Right? The editor is going to kill me right now. And again, the best part of a brand new monitor, peeling off that screen protector. Oh, so nice. So nice. That actually looks really, really nice. I'm really happy with that. That is going to work out really awesome. Now, the only thing that I absolutely hate about this monitor already, before I even bought it, was, yeah, it comes highly recommended, and it's a really nice 4K monitor, and yeah, it offers you a sunshade, so, you know, you can actually see the monitor. But for $180 some, it doesn't come with a power cable to actually turn the damn thing on. No, they're going to sell that to you separately, completely separately, because why would they want to sell you everything all in one package? Why would you want to turn your brand new $180 monitor on and actually use the damn thing? Why? I mean, stupid, right? No, they sell you a $12 different power adapter so you can actually turn the thing on with a wall outlet. And there's no battery included. So even though it takes Sony L batteries, so you can actually like use it on the road with no power nearby. Yeah. So needless to say, we bought this $12 power adapter for the studio here in our use here, as well as for our bigger productions where we have a bigger setup. But we're going to be making, or no, buying a different power adapter so that we can plug it into our USB battery banks that are 10,000 milliamp, and that way, you know, we can actually use this monitor a lot more fluidly throughout our productions. So I guess all that's left is to start building our rig out. Yeah. I mean, I could build the case out, but I'm probably not going to do that today. That's going to be off camera. So I'm just really happy that we get to protect all of our really, really expensive gear with a really nice case. So let's start building our rig. This is our main rig here. This is a Magnus VT3000 tripod, which is actually what we're using for all of our other cameras right now that you're seeing this broadcast on. Then on top of here is a newer shoulder mount rig that we have a bunch of parts for. Also, I'm using a different chair than our normal TV show here today because we need it. The camera's a lot lower for the table. So we have a bunch of parts here. And somehow I got to figure out how to make this a rig that works with our teleprompter, which is fun, always a fun job. And if you don't know, our downtime of the TV shows and the productions we make, this is like one of my favorite parts of doing projects, is this part right here, where I get to actually like build a rig out for a specific project. It's really fun. Way more fun than you might assume. That's gonna be a problem already. All right, fun, yay. When you're like 2 seconds in and already having problems.
taking back my life.
Wow, that is as tight of a fit as you can. If you can see that right there, that is like less than a 1/4 inch of space between this top handle and what's gonna be the top of this. Oh my god. All right, well, I mean, I'm glad I didn't get a bigger camera because this is what we need for our teleprompter, which is really fun. So yeah, that's gonna be interesting. All right, let's tighten it up here just to see how spacing goes, and then we tighten it all down at the very, very end once it's all good. So just gonna make sure it's a little bit tight right now, but not tighten it too much, just in case we have to change it. All right, next up is we need some rods for our actual teleprompter. We use these, I believe they're like 19mm rods for all of our camera rigs, and that way they're all interchangeable, but more importantly, because it just makes it look cool, right? That's what we do in filmmaking, just make everything look cool. All right. So, what's going on? I like how B&H like emails me like, hey, have you seen these deals? I just bought a Canon XA40 from you, B&H. Hush. So here's our teleprompter. Now we're just gonna make sure this works with this rig. Canon T5i. I'm gonna get that messed up a lot. Sorry. T5i's, we used to have to open this back screen on it all the time because it's a DSLR. Now, because this is a camcorder, the screen is on the side and we'll have an external monitor. So we can actually move this back quite a bit, which means that makes it easier for our actually no, we can do it the other way, couldn't we? I like this part, it's just tedious. By the way, if you're wondering how we made the teleprompter, the simple foam board, it's like black foam board, some hot glue, a picture frame, and a lot of math. Way too much math went involved in that. We also are, in the coming weeks, months, getting a digital zoom controller for this. And that way, it helps us greatly in making sure that we get very, very smooth zooms during our broadcasts and productions. That's coming in the future. Not right now, because that was expensive. This overall project was very expensive. So it's going to take us a week or two to recover from that brain trauma that is buying a new camera. Then, by the time you see this on the road, probably that will already happen, though. It's just not today. This way, we have a top handle to just lift the whole thing off and grab the whole camera all at once, just in case we have a really fast production turnaround time. That's going to really help us. Now, external monitor. I know what you're about to say. I'm mounting this monitor upside down. I know. But, see, the cool part about this monitor, and why we chose this one, is because it offers image flip in the settings. So we're going to actually be able to turn this thing upside down and use it on the side, because if you use this monitor on any sort of magic arm, or if you use magic arms in general for anything of really any size or weight, magic arms do wear out. So it's a lot better to have it hanging down rather than going up like this. That'll wear out that magic arm a whole lot faster. So we're just going to mount it like this and actually like have it somewhere around there. Then we're going to take this screen off, and if we were outside or anything like that, we can simply go like that and turn it upside down. So now it looks like a normal monitor for when one of our cameramen are working it. But since we're in a studio right now, not much light here other than the lighting we put in it, we're going to take that off. Alright, so now we have a monitor on here. Now we just need to get power to everything. That's easier said than done, right? Alright. So, power has to come off of the top here. Anytime you're doing wiring on a camera rig, make sure it looks good. If you're ever working a broadcast with somebody, make sure that it looks good for all the wiring. You know, normally we would zip tie down all of these cables and make sure they all look really, really nice on the rig for when the director comes in the room. That's if you're like a second AC or something like that. Second assistant cameraman. Just makes it look more professional for you as a freelancer or whatever you're doing that day. So, little tip of the day. Also, if any of my future crew are watching this, that's what we want you to do. It's a lot nicer for our directors to just walk on set and see that you've already done something really nice. Really does help. Alright, here's our remote control. Remote for the camera. Alright, this goes over here. Perfect sizing. Wow. It's as if they know what a camera rig looks like. this would also serve us if we wanted a second person to pull focus for us or whatever for the day. Really does help. Second monitors are so great, but we never had the chance to use one. Oh my God. All right. There for now. All right. Let's turn this puppy on. Also, this has infrared, so we're going to be able to really do so much with this camera. I cannot wait to get this started on projects. And like I said, we're recording stuff tonight with it, so we really don't have to wait that long. But anyway, that is our new camera rig for all of our broadcasts. This is the XA40 by Canon. It is the top of the line of 4K cameras you can get right now on the market for documentaries and all sorts of like run and gun style shoots. This is the best camera that we could have for our TV shows, for our broadcasts, for our customers. All sorts of different videography is all going to be done now on this XA40. It can do a wide range of slow motion stuff for different like high speed shots. It can also do 4K for all of your broadcast work. And because we have the external monitor that does all of the capabilities inside of this, we will now be able to make sure that that image looks perfect for broadcast and Rec 709 standards for any kind of local, regional, national, or international broadcaster and ready for them before we ever get it into our editing program. Normally we have to take that into our Adobe Premiere Pro and do all those color correction things in post-production. Now we're going to be able to see all of that on our external monitor right here and make sure it's all perfectly in focus for every single time. So this is going to help out so much. And I'm already in love with this camera so much before I even bought one of my own. So I know that it's going to greatly help our broadcast and greatly help all of our productions. So look for so much more content coming from us from this new camera, because it's going to be a lot easier to do those broadcasts now. But also, just if you want to get in contact with us, check out our company website at matthausenproductions.com, and that way you can have us film all of your projects with our new camera gear and all of our other cameras, because this is far from the only 4K camera we have. But keep in mind, this new camera doesn't mean that we're getting rid of any of our other cameras at our company. So we're still gonna have, you know, 2 Canon T5Is. We're still gonna have 2 GoPro Hero 4 Black Editions, 1 GoPro Hero 3 White Edition, and now an XA40 on every broadcast. So we're gonna have the capability to do whatever we want on a broadcast and have as many cameras covering it all at the same time, so you can get more than one camera angle. A lot of videographers out there will only offer one camera in the back of the room and then it doesn't move at all the entire time. We offer the capability to do multiple camera angles of the same exact show, so you can get the best seat in the house for every single second of that entire event. So that way you can watch it back later and remember all of those great memories from the best seat in the house for every second. So you get to see like the overhead shots of dance numbers. You get to see the behind the scenes from different angles that only the cast got to see. So if you're a member of a cast of a production, you get to remember what it was like to be backstage of that broadcast or that project as well. So really, our company offers all of that at our company website of matthausenproductions.com. Get in contact with us so you can get all of these great cameras at your next project. But also look for great broadcasts coming from MHP TV, which is Matthausen Productions TV. It's our broadcast network. And we also have local station that offers local programming from Halloween parades, political debates, all sorts of different local coverage of news and events. All of that is on our company YouTube channel. If you are interested in seeing an educational show on LGBTQ issues, we talk about all that on our weekly episodes of Powered by Rainbows on this exact set. We interview a bunch of people. We cover a wide range of topics there on that show every single Friday. And we're about to add brand new Monday episodes because of this camera. So all that's coming very soon. Also, if you're there, check out our merchandise store or become a member of our channels, because it is why we were able to afford a camera like this for a show like that. So thank you to those members. And if you're interested in making films yourself or doing photography, audio and lighting for live events, staging for live events, projection, all sorts of different things there, go behind the scenes of all of our broadcast over at VLamp, another YouTube channel we actually have called VLamp, Video Lighting, Audio, Music, and Photography How-To Show, also run by MHP TV, and another great channel, Matt Haslam Music, which is our music channel for all of our live music and music videos. So all of that is going to be shot on this camera now too. We have a lot that's going to be on this new camera, and we're so excited to use it, so excited to start making more things thanks to the equipment. And like I said in the very beginning of this, it's not all about equipment. I am going to get really excited here for a very long time over this camera. That's no doubt. But at the end of the day, equipment is just a tool that you're using to make something, and all of the stuff that we're going to be making with this camera, we could make with any camera. It's just a matter of this camera makes it a whole lot easier to do that and a whole lot faster. A lot of times when we buy something in gear or any kind of software, whether it's hardware or software, all we're trying to do is shorten the amount of time we spend making that thing. So we're still able to make the same kind of project with lesser cameras, but it takes a lot more time, a lot more effort, and maybe it won't sound or look as good. With better equipment comes a little bit faster of a time period to do that. So we're able to deliver projects a lot faster to our customers. And that means we can have overnight broadcasts where we film an event one night and it's broadcasted a couple hours later. And it's that fast of a turnaround for graduations or different parties or proms. All that kind of stuff is capable because of upgrades we've made over the years. And truly, I've learned a ton from great experts and a lot of great people behind me that help make our company what it is. And I've learned a ton from them. So over the past 18, 19 years since I started this company in 2001, all of that knowledge goes into not just making better projects for our customers and for our viewers out there, but also into knowing what works, what doesn't about a camera rig, and knowing how it's going to make it a whole lot easier to do that and a whole lot simpler and faster. And in the end, that ends up saving our customers money and our sponsors money. So again, huge shout out to all of you for allowing us to go to this length of building a camera rig like this. It's going to help us massively in the future. Thank you so much for joining us today, and look for more content on all of these channels in the future. Have a great day, everyone, and bye for now.